पूजामूलं गुरोः पदं मन्त्रमूलं गुरोर्वाक्यं मोक्षमूलं गुरोः कृपा। ॐ कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। व्यासदेव भगवान की जय, सद्गुरु भगवान की जय, सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय, कृष्ण परमात्मा की जय, गीता माता की जय। We saw yesterday that Arjuna was completely unwilling to fight the battle, and he claims that he is aware of the loss by fighting out the battle. So he is explaining everything bit by bit to Lord Krishna. Oh Lord, I am able to see all these mishaps or scenes, what is going to be occurred by us only who are ready to fight this battle. The whole family, whether it is our side or Kaurav's side, everything, every person is going to lose their lives, and what will be the result? He is explaining to Lord Krishna. Yadyapi te na pasyanti lobhopahata chetasah kulakshaya kritam dosam mitradrohe cha patakam. Even though they, with intelligence overpowered by greed, see no evil in the destruction of families, and no sin in hostility to friends. Katham na jyayam asmabhihi papadasmat nivartitum kulakshaya kritam dosam prapasyadvihi janardana. Though they are not aware of it, of course we are able to see the consequence. So why should not we, who clearly see evil in the destruction of families, learn to turn away from this sin, O Janardhan, O Krishna? Why should we not take steps? Kulakshaye prapasyanti kuladharmaha sanatana dharme naste kulam krishnam adharmo bhivavatyuta. If we are going to fight the battle, what will be the consequence? In the destruction of a family, the immortal religious rights of that family perish. The religious actions, whatever is our society, family customs, it is going to be destroyed. Of that family, that the religious rights, it will perish. On the destruction of spirituality, impiety indeed overcomes the whole family. Adharmat अभवात कृष्ण प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रिय स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय जायते वर्ण संकरः. If this sin is going to occur, then what will be the situation? By the prevalence of impiety, O Krishna, the women of the family become corrupt, and women being corrupted, O Varsneya, descendant of Vishnu, Vrishni वंश में जात हुआ Lord Krishna, then arises intermingling of castes, Varna Sankar, crossbreed, intermingling of castes. Caste means when the rules and regulations of the human society was made by the first introducer of human society. He is called Manu. That's why we are all his progenies. We are known as Manava. So Manu Samhita says it gives us some rules and regulations. Just as the constitution of our country gives us all the rules and regulations which to be followed strictly so that law and order will be maintained in the society. If somebody goes against it, he should be punished. That is how the law and order will be protected and the people will be happy in the society. So also, whatever is decided by Manu, our first person who has created this human society, from Manu onwards, all these Manavas, human beings, they are increased and the human society is established and the rules and regulations are made by the first human being. He is called Manu. So, what will happen? All those rules and regulations will be destroyed if the law and order is disturbed. Sankaro narakasyeva kulagnanam kulasya cha padanti pitare hesam lupta pindodaka kriyaha. What will happen then? When the law and order is disturbed, confusion of castes leads to hell. The slayers of the family for their forefathers fall deprived of the offerings of rice bowl and water, libations. Pindadan. This is, of course, a great question now for the modern thinkers who don't believe the life after death. They don't know nor they want to believe it. You see, our life's journey is not only on earth physically. We have to change this life in many ways, in many phases, in many different process. Our life journey is eternal. One has to analyze it and then he should believe it. Life is not only physical life. Here itself we see we don't do everything physically by our physical senses. We do many things by mind. Some relation is far away from the family, and if he is in problems or he is very much ill, and the family members feel here away from him. How does it happen? This is called telepathy. Everybody is linked with others. Not only human beings are linked with human beings. We have relationships with all the beings on this earth and beyond this earth also. All the stars, planets, sun and moon, everybody has influence on our life. Can anybody deny this? Without sun, can we live for long? Without air, can we have life on this earth? Physical life? So, in subtle world, some government is going on which is responsible and which controls our physical life also. Nobody can deny it. If one thinks very little. So in this way, we have a relationship with the subtle world, subtle government above this physical world, which is not visible to our eyes, but mentally, analytically, we can see it. So, we have to believe a life after this physical life. There is life which is not seen to our physical eyes. And our life's journey is not ended here on the physical life ends. When physical life ends, our journey doesn't end. We have to change this body and the subtle body, which is the controller of this physical body, and mind, intellect, etc. It governs the life after it. After this physical body dies, disappears, decomposes. What happens to the soul after death, we shall discuss afterwards. In Gita itself, Lord Krishna gives some hints. What happens to the soul after death, how it travels in the subtle planes by the force of the karma. The whole nature is controlled by certain subtle laws, that is action and reaction, cause and effect, all these. There are so many subtle natural laws which governs the whole system of creation in subtle world, in gross world, everywhere. It is controlled by laws of nature. So when you have done some actions here on the physical plane, you have to get the reaction of it. Nobody can change this nature's law. So karma is divided into three categories. One is intense, the other is mediocre, not so intense, and the other is last is very dull actions. So the intense actions will have intense result, and it will be here itself in physical form. If you abuse some of your enemies, will he wait for some time? After 3 years he will abuse you? It is never seen. They are not there. It is intense and strong actions, so it will have then and there reaction. If you think ill of others, others will think ill of you. That is sure. Nobody can change this law. Action will have reaction. And reactions will be just equal and opposite to the actions. Only the time, space and situations or conditions govern it. So intense actions will have result here and now, and some mild actions means actions with mild intensity. They will give result. The reaction will happen after some time, maybe here in this physical plane, maybe afterwards, but it will take some time. And some dull actions will have reactions long afterwards. If you have sown some paddy seeds in the field, within 3-4 months you will harvest the crop. But if you have put some mango seed on the ground, you have to wait for 5-6 years. And if you have purchased some plot for farming and you have not sown anything, you have of course purchased the plot, but slowly when you plow it, when you make it ready in the course of time and bring some seeds, either crop seeds or some fruit plants, you want to grow an orchard. So it depends upon your actions. It will take long time. In this way, the action is divided into 3 phases, and the dull actions, of course, it will not go in vain. It will have its result long afterwards, so that is, you can enjoy in subtle world. The life is too short. Physical life is very short, which can enjoy all the reactions of actions you have done in this life. So naturally, there will be another life, not physical, in subtle world, which has to reap its result. This is how we have some strong faith that we have our subtle life in subtle realms. And according to good actions, we enjoy the good reactions. We know it as happiness in subtle world. We name it heaven. And the bad actions which result in suffering, we suffer there in the hell. That also is possible here. Certain bad actions, intense bad actions will have result here and now. So hell will be here, enjoyed here. And good actions, intense good actions will have good result here and very soon. So we can enjoy the heaven here itself. So it depends upon the nature of actions you have done. Not necessarily you have to enjoy those pleasure and pain in subtle world. It may be in physical world. It may be in subtle world. Nobody can give right decision, 100% right decision to the result of your actions. Gahana karmana gati. Lord Krishna himself says in Gita itself, nobody knows most secret, most subtle the actions and reactions theory. Nobody can understand what is the exact reaction of your actions, because actions are done in different ways. Time, situation and place and your motive behind it and all other causes which are responsible to create that action, all they are considered, and nature is so subtle. It decides according to its the nature of action will be decided by the nature what will be the reaction. So there is some subtle life where we enjoy also good and bad both. And there, after death, the soul sometimes goes to the hell or to heaven, yet the impression of those, they are stored in the subtle body, and the subtle body remains in a particular place. We call it Pitrilok. Pitrilok, very subtle world where all the individual souls after death remain there waiting for their reactions of actions done in the physical world. If a person is little analytical and believes the laws of nature, he has to believe it. The subtle life is there, and in different ways the subtle life enjoys its reactions of actions done here on the physical world, and long before in different past lives also we have done some actions which are not yet enjoyed by its reaction. Nobody can exactly say what happens to the reaction of your action. Gahana karuna gati, most secret, most subtle matter it is. Our polluted mind cannot understand this. So, we have to believe our ancestors, they are yet waiting in that subtle world which we call Pitrulok for the expectation of their reactions. They do wait. They have to, in a subtle form. Just as we have a some draft, and if we want to make it many copies out of it, we do it. Now in our modern world it is possible. And in old days also it was possible to make different copies of single one original copy.
Cloning.
Huh?
Cloning, it is called cloning.
Cloning. And this is how our DNA also is prolonged from life to life. And the original copy remains in that Pitriloka, and its Xerox copies, they take birth also. There is no impossibility, there is no ground to disbelieve it. Though the person will be abiding in Pitrulok, yet he can take birth in different forms, different bodies, in different places, physically or in subtle world also he may enjoy heaven or hell. Yet he will be in Pitriloka. It is possible. If you are making it possible by your what do you call, computer and जेनेटिक्स और ये इसको क्या कर रहे हो वो नहीं नहीं ये कॉपी निकालते जो प्रिंटर if you can make it possible, why not the nature? We have borrowed everything from nature only. Whatever we learn, it is not invention, it is only discovery. It is there in the nature and we discover it for some time. In this way, all those Pitris, the ancestors, those who have left this physical body, they wait for some support from their living progenies and the physical world. So, believing this, the children, they give pind, food to the ancestors, and they do accept it in subtle form. We give it in gross form with feelings, and that feeling is taken by accepted by the Pitris, and they get satisfaction out of it. Or else they will be waiting for that. So this is how Pinda Dana Kriya, the rituals are done by Hindus. In India, our traditional social customs goes like this. So that is what Arjuna says, "Oh Lord, if these progenies are mixed up, whom will they give Pinda?" Because they have not particular father and mother. So Sankaro narakayeva kulagnanam kulasya cha padanti pitare he samlupta pindodaka kriya. The ancestors, they suffer, and we will be the cause for all these. Confusion of castes leads to hell. The slayers of the family, for their forefathers fall, deprived of the offerings of rice ball, pind, and water. So what will happen? Dosai rete hi kulagnanam varna sankara karakehi uchchadyante jati dharmaha kuladharmascha sasvata. By these evil deeds of the destroyers of the family, which cause confusion of castes, the eternal religious rights of the caste and the family are destroyed. Uchchanna kuladharmanam manushyanam janardana narake niyatam vaso bhavati iti anususruma. We have heard, means it is said by the scriptures, O Janardhan, that inevitable is the dwelling for an unknown period of hell for these men in whose families the religious practices have been destroyed. They get deprived of their rights, and so they suffer in the subtle world. Nowadays, in modern world, we don't believe castes and creeds, isn't it? Our father of the nation, Gandhiji, has, so to say, we can say, we don't have faith on castes and creeds. That should not be caste feeling. But whether you feel it or not, the caste is made by certain rules which are caused by nature. Nobody can destroy this method of castes. Caste means some divisions of some classification or distribution of the social karmas so that the society should prosper in a proper way. The society needs some mental improvement and mental peace and order, and the protection of the physical body also. And for this, the 4 types of castes are made by Manu, our first being. Brahmins, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas, and Sudras. They are made by their actions. The actions are divided into 4 categories, and these 4 types of actions protect our society and gives us prosperity, growth in every way. So what are they? They are made, all these castes are made by guna and karma, qualities and action, types of actions what you do. It is not by birth or by some other ways. Whatever works you do, according to your nature and your qualities. In Sai Baba we see some children, they are not interested in studies, but they have great arts, great artists. They make idols. I have seen some Harijan boy, he is totally illiterate, but he has such an art, a sense of art. He makes beautiful idols as if it is speaking with you, lively. So that art is there. So that should be encouraged. It is not only education or by birth whatever is ordained on you. It is not so. Your qualities, your nature, all these are cause for different division of castes. Brahmins are supposed to keep up the mental growth of the society. That means reading and teaching the shastras, rules and regulations, and protecting it from all sides. And they are supposed to keep up the mental health of the society. Anyway, we know what the Brahmins do, puja, path and other things. They are responsible for the mental health. For physical health, we need wealth and food and other things. So, protection of our whole society, that is also necessary. So, a group of people who take the responsibility of protection of the society, the whole kingdom or your state or your country, they are called Kshatriyas. They sacrifice their life for the protection of society from the enemies, and from many other calamities, natural calamities or other things. They sacrifice their life for the sake of social protection from all sides, by all means. They are called Kshatriyas, and a group of people who take the responsibility of our health, physical health, that means food, wealth, and all other things, that includes also our body protection, that cloth and other things, whatever a physical body needs. A group of people take the responsibility of all those. So they are called Vaishyas. They do business, see the monetary condition of the society. They do business, they are the cowherds or shepherds or other kind of such actions which supply the physical need of the body. And in that way, society is well protected, health-wise, individually, physically, it is protected. So that group is known as Vaishyas. And even then, we need sometimes some types of service from others. We cannot wash our clothes, whole family's clothes, or dressing up, cutting the hairs and dressing up, or other services. There, a group of people they have taken the responsibility to serve the people. So they are called the Sudras, and every action is as important as the other for the whole growth of our physical, mental life. Only mental life will not do, only physical life also will not do for our complete happiness and a prosperous life, successful life on the earth. So these 4 types of castes are made according to the karmas and qualities, guna karma vibhagasa. Now also, can you delete this caste system? Are there no armies of our country? Naturally, whether Brahmins or Vaishyas or other castes have joined the army, they are called Kshatriyas. They do the protective work. They sacrifice their life for our country. So they are called, directly they are the Kshatriyas. By birth, nobody becomes Brahmin or Kshatriyas or Vaishyas or Sudras. We depend upon others for our physical service. The weavers, the barbers, or the mochi, kya कहता है? Cobbler, yes. They are responsible to serve our society, the need they fulfill. So who can deny it? How can you delete it from the society? No way. So these four castes are made by the Manu, the first being, for the welfare of the society. Nobody can delete this idea, jati and dharma. Dharma also, duties are given to different groups and they have to do their duties. And in this way we have also Kula Dharma. Kula Dharma, family traditions. Different families have different faith and different type of karmas they do. So in this way, from time immemorial, our society is built up, and if we are going to create disturbance in this order, then the whole society will be confused. Who will do what? So in this way, if we fight out this battle, we will be cause for all these disorders which is going to happen in the society. Uchanna kuladharmanam manusyanam janardana narake niyatam vaso bhavati iti anususrama. We have heard that, O Janardan, that inevitable is the dwelling for an unknown period of time in hell for those men in whose families the religious practices have been destroyed. Everybody will be unhappy. We will be reason for the unhappiness of the subtle world and physical world also. Aho batam hat papam kartum vyavasita vayam yadrajya sukha lobhena hantum sadana mudyataha. So tomorrow we shall see this. Okay. We are able to see this, understand this, yet if we are not going to stop this battle, we will be cause for all this disharmony created in the society. We will be the sinners. So tomorrow we shall see further the opinion of Arjuna, who is able to understand the consequence of the battle afterwards. Hari Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasesate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai. Satchidananda Bhagavan ki jai. Krishna Bhagavan ki jai. Gita Mata ki jai. Hari Om.